Good morning.
Good morning. Thursday, October 30th. Today's shiur is sponsored Le'ila Nishmas Rabbi Shama Shapsi V'Ram Shalom.
Okay, let's get started. So, we're starting today, Perek, Yud, Beis. Just a quick background for 30 seconds where we're holding. So, Shlomo Melech's life has just ended, and his son, Shlomo Melech's son, Rechavam, he becomes the next Melech. Now, towards the end of, yes, so Shlomo Melech, in Perek Yud Aleph yesterday, we ended that Shlomo Melech, he passes away and he's buried in Ir David, next to his father. Now, that was the end of yesterday. And just to understand that the end of Shlomo Melech's life, the end of the life of Shlomo Melech, we saw there was kind of like a little bit of a crack in the Malchus. Shlomo Melech had the time that Shlomo there was peace, there was no issues, there was unity in Klal Yisrael by the time of Shlomo Melech. But towards the end of his life, we see how his children, how his wives all started with Bas Pari, and there was kind of like they did avodah zarah a little bit, and it got to the point that as soon as Chet came in, the Malchus started to crack. And we'll see today how Rechavam takes over, and how Yerovam comes in, and Yerovam comes in, and Yerovam comes in, and he takes over. Okay, let's just get started here. Pasuk Aleph. Let's get the mic on.
Yeah.
Starting now, Pasuk Aleph. Okay. Okay, let's get started. Pasuk Aleph. So, Vayelech. Pasuk starts. Vayelech Rechavam Shechem. So Rechavam gets. He becomes the new Melech, and Rechavam goes to Shechem. Why? Because Shechem brought Klal Yisrael lahamachasai. Because all Yisrael came to Shechem to make him the king. First of all, who's Rechavam? So he was, the pasuk later says, Rechavam was born through Nama HaAmmonis. So one of the wives of Shlomo was from Ammon, and her name was Nama, and Rechavam was a child from that marriage.
Nach's wife was also Nama.
Okay, very interesting. Anyways, now why they go to Shechem? So if you think about it, until now it was always in Yerushalayim. Why Shechem? So we had yesterday, there was a nevuah of a chiyash Eloni, and the nevuah was that there's going to be a split in the Malchus. Since there was Chet, there's going to be a split, and the Navi said that it's going to be split. That 10 Shvatim are going to go to Yerovam and Avat, and we said 2 are going to stay with Yehuda. Yehuda and Yomi are going to be together. So that nevuah was already out there, so people knew about it. So they wanted, and what was the nevuah? The nevuah was that it's going to be lost under Rechavam. So they knew that Rechavam become the Melech, and they knew that in the nevuah afterwards there's going to be a split. So where they make him a Melech, they made it Shechem, because Shechem was already the area that the control wasn't so strong. They lost grip a little bit. There was already a crack in the Malchus, and Shechem was less control. So they figured, Klal Yisrael figured that the people that were not necessarily on the loyalists of Yehuda, they said, let's do it in Shechem. And in Shechem, and we'll see also, in a minute, we'll see how they kind of give him an ultimatum. So they're already controlling him. The people of Klal Yisrael are already controlling Rechavam, and they're kind of telling him what to do. So if they would have done Yerushalayim, they wouldn't have been able to as much. But already in Shechem, where he had less of a grip, that's what Shechem is where a lot of bad things happen in Shechem. Like the story of Yosef happened in Shechem, the story of Dina happened in Shechem. So the story, they're going to break the Malchus up, of course, to be in Shechem. It's kind of, we're going to work. Rechavam was the son. Rechavam was the son of Shlomo, and, right, okay. Yerovam was a regular, like we had yesterday, it was a person from Shevet Ephraim, and Afrasin, Mitzreda, and his mother was Srura, whatever. He was a regular person, but we know that the Navi came to him, Chiyash Eloni came to him and told him that he's going to be the next leader of Klal Yisrael. So he wasn't just nobody. Now I just want to remind you, when that happened last time, yesterday, we said that Yerovam and Avat, he was scared for his life, because Shlomo Melech wanted to kill him. Why do you want to kill him? Because yesterday, based on the Gemara, they gave him a Musa Barabim, and he told him that why do you go build this house for the maidservants, and he closed up the people to be the regel, and he gave Musa Barabim. So anyways, because of that, we said he ran to Mitzrayim. So the pasuk starts from now, and so let's just get. So first of all, Rechavam goes to Shechem, and the idea was they should make him the Melech. Okay. Now, pasuk Beis Yerovam and Avat, who are dead in Mitzrayim. When Yerovam never heard about what was going on, he was in Mitzrayim. Asher Baruch Mifnei Melech Shlomo v'Yasher Yerovam in Mitzrayim. And when he heard about the news, when he heard about this whole thing, he decided he's going to still stay in Mitzrayim. He was nervous to come back. But the people went and they told Yerovam, come back now because Shlomo is not here anymore, and they kind of encouraged him to come back. So Yerovam, so the people came and they brought Yerovam back to Shechem with Rechavam. Everyone got the names? Rechavam is the son. Yerovam is the new potential leader that's going to be on Klal Yisrael, and they came to Shechem when Rechavam was being crowned, and they said, and they made an ultimatum, the kind of like ultimatum, and they told the following to the new leader, Rechavam, the new king. They said, Avicha, your father Shlomo Melech, Hiksha Esulenu. He went ahead and he gave us a big burden stuff. What did he do? He gave us taxes. Hakel, you should, if you agree to lighten it by Vaidus Avicha Kakasha, and you want to give us lower taxes, see, it's all about taxes. Then Mu'ulai covered Ashadasa Leno, and you're gonna. That's true. And the heavy yoke they put us on Nach, then we'll serve you. In other words, they basically they had the guts to go ahead and tell Shlomo and to tell Rechavam, look, no problem, we'll accept you as the leader. A condition, you lower the taxes. Now, the fact that he even say such a thing, like who are they, right? The answer is, since there was chet, there was already kind of like a break and a split, and therefore they were able to go ahead and tell him what to do. Okay? So he's not sure what to do. So what does he do? Give me 3 days, give me 3 days, I gotta think about it. And he left. Okay, they all left. So what does he do? Like we always do, we go to Gedolim. He went to the Zakanim, the people that were already the Zakanim by his father Shlomo. When Shlomo was alive, and they said, what should we do? How should I reply to this ultimatum I'm getting from the people? What should I tell them? Should I lower the taxes and kind of almost like give in? Or should I say, no, strength, power with strength? Like, how do we do it? So the Zakanim told Rechavam, they said the following. They said, if today you serve the people, in other words, you'll work for the people, you'll be a people's person, and you serve them, you tell them, you respond to them, you tell them what they want to hear. He told them basically, if you work with the people, you tell them the words they want to hear, and you kind of work with them, so then they'll end up serving you all the days. They'll become loyalists. And that was his advice. That was advice that is a Canaan. Okay? But they didn't listen to this Zakanim. That advice they gave him. Instead, they went to the young people. That we grew up with. Who stood before him. Now I just want to point out that these people, he went to this Zakanim, and then he asked the young people what to do. Now the young people here were 41 years old, because Rechavam was 41, and these are the people he grew up with. So he's not asking little kids, he's asking 41-year-olds. Okay? And we'll see in a second, they asked the Yehudim, and they gave him advice, they should know power, strength, and essentially that was the end. So the important lesson is... Yehudim.
Their heads and their minds.
Yes. It means, exactly, it means people that experience, inexperienced people. Instead we have to ask the Gedolim. It's like you want who to vote for, who do you ask? You ask the Gedolim. Right, Avi?
You quit with it. You go to the Gedolim.
You go to the Gedolim and see who the Gedolim back. And that's what we do.
Wow.
And that we don't go to you love them, the people on chats, the chat people. No, we ask the Gedolim, and they follow the advice of Gedolim. It's very important to know that. Okay. And it's mamash on the
And if you don't, they fall apart.
We'll see in a second what happens. We'll see exactly what happens when you fall apart.
It falls apart.
It didn't just fall apart. It was a tremendous split of Klal Yisrael to the point of Avodah Zarah. Yerovam and Avat. We'll see in a minute. Okay.
This is saying that the leaders went to Gedolim.
Right. Exactly. But Avi, the leader, asked the Gedolim what to do, and they said, "Go for Avi." But Yomi and Mata Noitz and what? Okay, so now they go to the. Okay.
30th district is
Okay, no politics in the shit. Let's go ahead. Plus the test. But Yomi and Mata Noitz, what should we do? Should I tell the people? What should we tell them? They want to lighten the taxes. Should we do it or not? Again, it repeats itself. What should we do? So he said, you should tell them. He said, that my finger is as thick as your father's loins. In other words, he's telling them, be strong. I'm stronger than Shlomo. In other words, have thick skin, show power. Va'ata avi himis alechem. Your father put on them all kaved, the heavy load. Vani oisav alechem. I'm making. You think we have taxes now? We'll give 100% tariff. We'll make it more. We're strong, right? Va'avi yisar eschem shaitim. Your father, he chastised them with sticks, with rods. I'm gonna bite with scorpions. We're gonna make it even stronger. We're not gonna be weak, and be even stronger. That was the best advice of the young people. Ignore the people. Fight. Exactly.
Right.
Gotta be tough.
Gotta be tough, exactly.
Fight.
Or work with the people. Like the Canaan said, work with them. Exactly. Be diplomatic. Pasuk Yabez, Yerovam Cholam, Rechavam Mashishi. So what does Rechavam do? It's the third day. He goes to the people. Kasher Diba Melch Lema Shuvi Alai B'Yam. He said, third day, I'm come back. He came back, and he told the people, Yana Melech. I said, Kasha. He told the people. He said very, very strong. Yazav, he said, Canaan. He said, and he didn't listen. He rejected the eitzah of his Canaan. It said he should work with the people. Asher Yasu. But he told them, Casey Lodim Lema. He said, Avi Yichbed Esalenu. Your father made exactly what he told him to say. Your father made the burden heavy. I'm gonna make it even more. Avi Yisar Eschem Shaitim. Your father, he went ahead and he hit with rods and sticks. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hit them with scorpions and I don't know, all types of. But it's gonna hurt much more. Pasuk Tezvav. And the Pasuk said clear. He didn't listen to the people. You gotta be a people's person. But it wasn't really his fault. It was preordained. It was from Hashem. The man hakim es devorei. In order to be mekayim the words of Shadiba Hashem, b'yad achi ashiloini, because like we spoke yesterday or 2 years ago, I think it was yesterday that the nevuah of achi ashiloini, that's going to be a split because of chet, and therefore all this happened. The fact that he didn't do the obvious and listen to the gedolim, which obviously he would have done, right? So why didn't he? Because it was preordained from the Navi that what El Yerovam ben Nevat. Okay, now Pasuk Hazayim v'Yarek Klal Yisrael ki lo shama ha'melech aleim. So when the people of Yisrael realized that the king didn't listen to them, Hashivu am al hamelech l'davar aleim. They told Rechavam. They said, Ma lo nechayis David v'lo nachal b'yad Yisha. What do I need this for? What do we need to be part of your Malchus? What chelik we need in Yisha? Ma'alecha Yisrael. So he said, Kaisa, go home. So he said, in other words, they're saying basically, we'll do our own thing. And Yisrael went home. The people of David, they went back to their tents. And essentially, there was a split. Well, what was the split? We had, again, like I said yesterday, you had the people of Yehuda and Binyamin, they were in Yerushalayim. And the rest of the 10 Shvatim, the rest of Yisrael, which was kind of almost like the north, they were on their own, essentially, under the leadership of Yerovam ben Nevat. Okay? So Rechavam and Yerovam. Rechavam is Yerushalayim Binyamin, and Yerovam is the other 10 Shvatim in the north of Eretz Yisrael. Okay, now, Pasuk Yitzayim, B'nai Yisrael, also possibly he was also on Shimon, which was also in the south, maybe. Yerovam. Okay. B'nai Yisrael, Yoshim, Bari Yehuda. Now, the B'nai Yisrael that lived in Yehuda, Yimchal Rechavam, like we just said, they worked on the Rechavam.
He's also that Sheva, so it makes sense.
Now what?
He's from Sheva Yehuda.
Right. Exactly. Now, Pasuk Yisrael, Yishlach Hamelech Rechavam es Adiram Asher Alamas. So we said that Adiram, he was Rashi has the same person, because earlier it said it was someone by the name of Adoniram. So basically, Rashi is the same person. Basically, so when this happened, he made it almost like it didn't happen, and he went to collect the taxes. So we just said we're not paying. But what did he do? He still sent the tax collector to go get the money. He went. And what happened? And when the people, Yigumu Klal Yisrael by Evan, they went ahead and they stoned him. The Yomi and he died. Okay, so basically, he just continued as if nothing happened. And they said, what do you mean? We're not paying taxes, get out of here. And he came for money.
They rebelled.
Exactly. V'amelech, Rechavam, his amates, Lalais, Berekava, Lamas Yerushalayim. As soon as it happened, he picked himself up and he went into his car, into his carriage, and he ran to Yerushalayim because he realized even he's in danger. So That's it. He went to Shalayim, and there's a big split in Klal Yisrael at this point. This is a major split of Yehuda and Yisrael. Okay. Pasuk Yites. Vayivshu Yisrael Beis David. So there was a big revolt in Klal Yisrael until this day. Okay, so now it's going to go back a little bit. V'yikish may call Yisrael kishav Yerovam. When Klal Yisrael earlier heard that Yerovam came back, v'yishchol yikru I saw they made a big assembly now. But Emlicho I saw I call Yisrael, and they made him the Melech. Okay. Sometime in it's just the Lashon's a little shver because what do you mean they heard? He already heard earlier, right? So I guess it means that the word went out that I guess there's a split, and now that he's back, so that it made him the Melech. So he's officially the Melech of the rest of Yisrael. Except Yehuda and Binyamin, they were under the control of Rechavam. Okay, so now Rechavam goes to Shalayim. Yaakov as called Beis Yehuda. Shechem Binyamin, Meishman Elef, Bachar, Oisem Mulchama, Lahachem in Beis Yisrael, Lahashas Lucha, Rechavam and Shalim. So basically, now what happens is Rechavam is Yerushalayim. He's like, wait, this can't happen. I'm the Melech. So he goes ahead and he gathers 180,000 young people for war, and he says, "I'm going to go up and make a civil war, and we're going to go fight." That was his plan. But Pasuk Chavei, V'hidvar Hashem El Shemaya Ish Kim Leimer. So Kadosh Baruch Hu came to Shemaya. He was the Navi, and he told him, he said, wait, the Navi says, Emor Rechavam ben Shloima, Melech Yehuda, go give a message to Rechavam and tell him, and also to Bnei Yisrael, about Kol Beis Yehuda, Binyamin, tell everybody, everyone, just put the memo, and also the Yesaram, to everybody, and tell them, Kayama Hashem, Loisalu, Loisalman, don't go up and don't fight, Im Achechem, Bnei Yisrael, don't fight. Shuvi ish everyone should go home. This was preordained. The Kadosh Baruch Hu saying this is what I decided. Don't fight. And what happened? Yishmu as Dvar Hashem v'yeshuvu lechas k'dvar Hashem. So what they do? The Navi said, Hashem said, lay down your arms. No fighting. We're accepting this, and this is what Hashem wants. So the war was over. What?
It redeemed him majorly.
Yes.
Otherwise, he would have lost.
Yeah. First, if he didn't, he would have lost, and also like. Yeah, what's the point of having a whole war? So Hashem says that's not the right way. Okay, Pasuk Chav. Hey, very interesting now. So now, even Yerovam and Shechem. So now talking about what happened on the other side, on the Malchus Yisrael. So even Yerovam and Shechem, Yerovam built up Shechem, Bar Ephraim, Vayeshev, and he lived there. Vayitzim Misham, Vayiven Penuah, and also he built up Penuah. Penuah, based on the map, based on I remember, is Be'er Yarden. So we have it's not too far from Sukkot. We had earlier there's a story. I think he built up not only in Shechem, he also built up a Yarden in the city called Penuah. Okay. Now, this is interesting. Yerovam said to himself, he says, Ata Tashav Melucha Beis David. Now that I'm the king, he says what's going to happen is the Melucha is going to go back to Beis David. Why? Because when the people go up, again, don't forget, he's the Melech where? In the north. He says that people come to Yerushalayim to the other regal and to bring karbanos. Their heart will return back to their master. In other words, Rechavam Melch Yehuda, and then they go kill me. Rechavam Melch Yehuda. So basically, no, he said Yerovam was saying what's to happen like this. They're going to go up there. So they go by the regal, and they're going to go to Azara. And the halacha is any yeshiva Azara only a Melch. Only the Melch could go in Azara. So they're going to see that. The Melch Rechavam Melch Yehuda is in the Azara. He's sitting down. But all the people of Yisrael are going to say, my Melch can't sit there. Oh, it must be he's not the Melech. He's a faker. Let's go kill him. So Yerovam realized, he says, I better do something about this. Because this can't happen. And also I saw in the first say, also by Hakel. Who reads by Hakel? The Melech. Who's going to read? You're going to have Rechavam reading, not Yerovam. So Yerovam was all nervous about these things. He says, I better get rid of him. The problem was that he's wrong, because the Navi already said that he's going to be the Melech. So obviously he didn't really care what the Navi had to say, and he did his own thing. Because it was probably by Achia Shelaini that he's going to be the Melech, and it's fine. As long as he follows the ways of Hashem, everything's going to be good. Unless you want to say he realized he doesn't follow the ways of Hashem, maybe. So therefore he knew, okay, I'm not sure how to learn, but just interesting. Okay. Pasuk Chav Ches, Vayotz HaMelech. So then, Rechavam, he decides to ask advice what he should do. No. Yerovam rather. Yerovam goes to ask advice, and he decides, you know what? I have an idea. Instead of people coming to Yerushalayim, I'm going to make two egels, like we had, this third egel, right? He says, okay, I'll make 2 egels. Rav, I'll tell the people, Rav Lechem Al Yisrael. It's too much to go to Yisrael. Yisrael is very far. Yisrael. He says these egels are the new getchkas. Yeah. These are the ones we brought out. They took out of Mitzrayim. Exactly. It's literally a repeat of the egel. And what does he do?
Is he referring to the ego when he says that?
So
when he says this Yalom Eretz Mitzrayim, what does he mean by that?
These gods were the one that took us out of Mitzrayim.
Oh, that's what he's saying, that this is like...
I think he's trying to say that these are the gods.
These are
gods. Right. I'll tell you more. I saw Pshat that he's trying to say that...
That says the Pharaohs.
Right. He's trying to say is that... He's not... No, he's saying more. He's saying is that this is the way they're connecting for gods. In other words, it's not that he's making a new god. It's not a Getch god. This is the god. Because I think the Pshat was by the Egel... No, but it's not. It's not a new god. He's saying this instead of going Shlaim, you have a new alternative. Go to these.
It's not the exact same lotion that they used by
the Egel, right? Yeah, this is.
Rashi says the Shechem
right.
What would work
Is the Rashi? The Mitsuda.
I'm sorry.
No, very good. Rabbi Eli is saying the Mitsuda says it's saying that the Shechem of Hashem is on these Egels. He's saying why. So again, so the idea is yes, that's Mitsuda.
Together.
Okay, so what happens?
And he made 2. The Radak says he made 2 dafka so that it's so that he makes it sound genuine. That he doesn't want people to have to travel far. So here's 2 different locations. Now you have multiple locations.
Right, so very good. Rabbi Yaakov Binim is saying very good. Why 2? The reason is because he made 1 in Dan in the north. He made 1 in Beis-El in the central area. There's options. You don't have to go so far. Why go to Beis HaMikdash and go here? Now his agenda was, like we just said, if they go to Beis HaMikdash, he was afraid that they're going to realize that he's not such a real king. So that was the idea. Okay, so what does he do? Let's see the pasuk. Yasem echad Beis-El. That's echad nasim b'dan. He puts 1 getchka in Beis-El and 1 in Dan. Dan we know is the most northern part of the map, and that's where he put the okay. It says Dan, it means the new Dan. We know Dan conquered in the north as well, so it doesn't mean the north. It doesn't mean the Dan that was in the west. Okay, pasuk lam. He hadav hazel chatas. And this was the very Yacho Ha'am Echad, and some people they traveled Adon. They traveled all the way up to Dan because they were so obsessed with the. I think the way they learned it is that they went out of the way. They went all the way up, even though they were going to Beis-El. I think they went even up to Dan because they wanted
to clarify. The Radak and others are saying that he made it clear that it's not to be a getchka.
Right, like we said before. Yeah, so let's just clarify the point because maybe I wasn't clear. So it's not that he's doing a Avodah Zarah. He said this is the alternative to Beis HaMikdash. This is the Shechina is on these 2 egels. Okay. Pasuk Lamed Aleph, V'yas es Abomis es Beis Bamis. Not only that, he even made Beis Bamis. V'yas Kahanim B'Ksayis Ha'am Asher Loya B'nei Levi. He made like a Mizbeach, and he took people to serve that weren't Levi. In other words, why have to get Levi? Let's get other people. It's kind of a slippery slope. First you make egels, then you take other people, you make mizbeachs, and then it gets even worse. He made it a month after Sukkot. He made it in Cheshvan. So, but he made it as if it's almost like Pesach Sheni, we had like Sukkot Sheni concept. And he wanted to look real, so he had to make it look, So, Vayala Mizbeach, Cain also in Beis-El, he did the same thing in Beis-El. L'zevach hagolam asher asa ha'imid beBeis-El. It's a kahani bam asher asa. He did the same thing. He did it in Dan and he did it in Beis-El, and then they brought kabbalas on these bamas. So it all started from what he's afraid that someone might realize that maybe he's not the real melech. So first he does getchkes, and then he brings bamas, and then he's bringing Nache Levi, and now he makes a new date for Sukkot. He just keeps going. V'yala mazbeach asher asa Beis-El, and they brought on this mizbeach. They brought chamish asa yom v'chodesh hashmini, sheshvipini v'chodesh Shabbat, in the month that he made up believe in his heart, that he decided that he made it up. And he made a special new yontif, Yal on Mizbeach, and they brought kabbalas on this Mizbeach on his new date that he discovered. So that's the beginning of Malchus Yisrael and Yerovam and Avat, and tomorrow we'll have Perek Gimel. Okay.